Welcome back, PES fans. International rivals England and Germany may not collide in today's episode, but they are head-to-head in the top goal-scoring charts. The captains, Klinsmann and Shearer, 5 goals apiece. Now, are you ready for World Cup knockout stage football? The round of 16 is almost upon us. Every continent represented a true World Cup knockout stage. And if the seeded teams do their jobs, we may have some blockbuster quarter-finals ahead of us. The champions kicked off the World Cup in Saint-Denis, in the northern suburbs of Paris. The champions kick off the knockout stages of the World Cup in the nation's capital. Brazil, the world and South American champions, take on Chile in this South American showdown in Paris. Cross has taken a deflection. Sierra emerges at the near post. Not really a lot he could have done from that angle. First corner of the game, a Chilean one. And Corneo, one of millions of people who would love to score a stunner against Brazil. Ronaldo, give and go to Leonardo. And here is Ronaldo. Ronaldo unchallenged on Brazil's left flank. And that is why you never leave the phenomenon unattended in France. It's the first true attack on goal from Brazil. And look what's happened. He shoved it past Tapia with the outside of the boot. Like a dry dog turd you can't be bothered to pick up. Marcelo Salas has a plan to take it over the top of Taffarel, but it backfired. Bebeto with the give and go. Bebeto gets it back from Cafu. Brazil have their brace. It's a second goal on the day, a fourth for Bebeto, and he remains just one behind the world's best player, Ronaldo. Bebeto never missing a beat from the previous World Cup. Instincts of a striker, picks his spot. Dunga. His pass is unfortunately helped on to Ronaldo from Rojas. Bebeto so close to levelling Ronaldo's tally. It is Zamorano. Sierra scored that great goal against Cameroon in the previous game. Taffarel not impressed. Now or never for Chile. Rodrigo Barrera didn't have much to aim at. He found a tiny gap between the crossbar and Cafu's cranium. Chile are back in it, but Barrera looks like a defeated man. It's too little, too late for Chile. On Brazil's bright side, at least they didn't concede first for a change. The World Cup hosts get ready for a dress rehearsal of a final they hope to feature in here in Saint-Denis. Are they ready for the super challenge posed by the Super Eagles, Nigeria? The first of the 2 African representatives in the last 16. Iwanknu Kane, he's lost it. And so is Petit. Nigeria keep the pressure on. And it's Ipegba with the first test of Barthez gloves. Djorkaeff, Petit. What a hit first time. Trezeguet. Now Zidane demonstrates his elegance. Retrieves it. Zinedine Zidane zaps Nigeria. Yes, he's as quick as lightning. The delicacy of a breeze and the impact of a thunderstorm. Zinedine Zidane has jolted Nigeria. France, Les Bleus have an electrifying lead in the Stade de France. Bakayaro with a sprint down the wing, crossed into Kane. Brought down by Henry. Here's David Trezeguet. The 2 young men from Monaco link up. Henry takes it past Okechukwu and couldn't chuck it in the goal. Kane, Ikpegba, Olissier with the ambitious attempt. For their credit, Nigeria are playing some nice football here. He's found Ikpegba, but again lacks the lashing power to get past Barthez. Ikpegba. Iguain with the cross, and that's a thumping header. Much more like it from Adepoju. Trezeguet misses Henry. Well, he's won it back. And now the king is on his way through. Thierry Henry makes it 2. It's just a start France needed to boost their hopes of a quarter-final showdown with the world champions, Brazil. A slice of fortune followed by a fantastic finish. Oh, what a pass from Zidane! And Trezeguet spoils it for Zizou. Well, that free kick was cut short by Desailly. Trezeguet. And Petit is propped up. Pulls it like we pull our women's ponytails. Amakachi gets ahead on it. Here is Babangida. Well away from the French. Drills this at Bartes. And Babangida once again influential for Nigeria. Ikpegba gets the final punctuation. But it's the work of Tijani Babangida. Just like Chile before, Nigeria have a lifeline. Here is Babangida. Squeezes in a cross and it's a disappointing finish. Quarter-final number 1 established. France will host Brazil. The Dutch take on the Dark Horses in Toulouse. The Netherlands would nuke Yugoslavia in Euro 2000 in 2 years' time. But for now, the golden generation of Dutch football must contend with the hungry Yugoslavians before they can consider a quarter-final with either England or Japan. Davids forces that one on, and Overmars over the bar. Overmars lifting it up for his Arsenal teammate Dennis Bergkamp. To Savicevic, gets it back, and he pings it at Van der Sar first time. It's a good slap from good old Fazal Haar. Edgar Davids, Philip Cocu, back to Edgar Davids, and Crouch barely gets a finger to it, couldn't contain the criticality of the spillage, and Overmars will take the credit for it. The Netherlands lead Yugoslavia in Toulouse, and Kroll must feel like crap. Milicevic holds it up nicely. Savicevic takes the torch, runs on with it, and he's put it underneath Van der Sar's body. Yugoslavia have cut out the Netherlands lead 8 minutes later. Dejan Savicevic takes it all on by himself. Wonderfully taken hit from the impromptu winger. Stojkovic luring Seedorf and Davids into a race. Some of the most beautiful 1-2 football played from Yugoslavia, and Milicevic has turned the game on his head. Prijad Mijatovic and Savo Milicevic with incestuous interplay because it feels so wrong against the Netherlands. Where did all the orange shirts go? Cocu seeking out Overmars. Overmars goes for it by himself and it's a bad miss. Flicked up for Cocu. Trying to bring it under control. It's Philip Cocu. It's pushed aside by Crouch. Mihalovic. Milicevic breaks away. Savicevic gets himself oriented, but Stam wipes him out with no penalty. Into Bergkamp. He's tried to pass it beyond Crouch. From Bergkamp to De Boer. Back to the Flying Dutchman. Overmars has his shot blocked by Dukic. Corner sent into Overmars. Is plucked away by Crouch. Now Seedorf will try and curl one in to Bergkamp. Lacking the accuracy of the head he found against South Korea. Bergkamp latches onto the free pass again. It's a harder hit at Crouch. He stands his ground. Stam plods it forward to Cocu. Awkward clearance. Seedorf, Overmars, and here's a breakthrough here for Overmars over the bar. Oh, it's awful. Savicevic, one of the goal scorers for Yugoslavia is picked out. Mijatovic, it becomes another. Oh, Yugoslavia are traumatizing the Netherlands in Toulouse. Who would have imagined the Blues would be blowing away the Netherlands as they do in Toulouse? Sublime goal from Mijatovic, nonetheless. Similarities to Mario Götze in 2014. Newman, Koku, Davids, Bergkamp, back to Edgar Davids, and even he cannot hit this simple target. A huge upset in Toulouse. The Netherlands were touted for quarter-final greatness, and they've been dumped out by Yugoslavia. Some may say England have an easy route to the semi-finals. Well, there's no such thing as an easy game in the World Cup. One of the most infamous games occurred here in Saint-Etienne against Argentina in the real deal. Can England avoid controversy against the newcomers, Japan? As a cross played in short, Tony Adams was very short off the mark. Really punished by Lopez. Scholes. Anderton, tripped by Hattori. David Beckham, we need a good delivery. And Owen has floated it in over Kawaguchi. It's goal number 3, a mighty header from the magic midget of Merseyside, Michael Owen. Didn't have to jump very high, but it's a pop of a header. Sprung with a dip over Kawaguchi. Anderton. Ince joins him down the line. Here is Paul Ince. Pulls it back across for Owen, looking for his brace, but he hits the post. Vanya Lopez to Nakata. Safely caught by Seaman. Michael Owen. Alan Shearer. Anderton is free up. Owen. Owen takes a snatch. Caught by Kawaguchi. Scholes takes it from Owen. Still pulls Scholes. Scholes hits it, and even he hits the post as well as Michael Owen. England are blitzing the Japanese here in Saint-Etienne. Scholes is flicked onto Owen. Just wide by a few inches. Here is Hattori. Down the left flank. Hattori seeking out Vanya Lopez. Momentary exposure for the English defence. Owen. Shearer. And he can outpace Nakisama one-on-one with Kawaguchi, who comes up quick enough. Pumped out wide to Shoji Joe. Joe! And into corner. And Seaman restores order in the penalty area. It's thrown out to Shearer. Lesseau. Scholes. Back to Graham Lesseau. England on the verge of a counter-attack of death. Yes! And look who decided to show up for the brace. It's Michael Owen. Goal number 4. He's one behind Alan Shearer. 1 goal shy of Ronaldo. What a World Cup this minute man is having. Nakanishi humbling Lesseau. Here is Nakata. Belted away by Lopez. Hattori. Nakayama goes backwards to Ono. It's found Nakayama, blocked by Adams. It's weaved in by Vanya Lopez. Arguably Japan's most dangerous striker. And he's not even Japanese, the Brazilian-born forward. Inspires Japan into a raging climax here in Saint-Etienne. It's down to Teddy Sheringham, waiting for support. Beckham in the middle, off the crossbar. The teenage sensation Michael Owen sends England into a quarter-final against Yugoslavia. A second South American showdown. It's been 8 years since Argentina lifted the World Cup in Mexico. Argentina moving forward without Maradona. It's a round of redemption for Argentina and Colombia, who had far from memorable World Cup experiences 4 years ago. Valencia puts it through to Aristizabal, and he's been wiped out by Zanetti. Is it a penalty? Just on the edge of the area. Valderrama off the post, and it could be bundled in by Valencia, but he wasn't quick enough. Valderrama, it's another easy pass to Aristizabal. Stepping in for the injured Faustino Asprilla. Valderrama gets around Almeida. Valderrama still yet to find his 98 World Cup goal. Ortega. Claudio Lopez seems to have fell over a phantom blade of grass here in Bordeaux. Valderrama. Aristizabal. Plenty of room. Well, he benefits from it because Valencia emerges at the far post to tap it home for Colombia. They lead their South American counterparts Argentina by a single goal here in Bordeaux. Ortega slithering through. It's Ariel Ortega, the playmaker. Has to pack his toys away as Chilavert comes out to soak him up. Batistuta. Claudio Lopez. Palacios in a panic, and Batistuta almost scissor kicks it beyond Chilavert. Palacios saved by the post. Bermudez throws to the feet of Valderrama. Aristizabal with a poor effort. 10 minutes into the second half. Colombia survived. 45 famous minutes leading the Argentinians. And now Claudio Lopez may capitalize on the lack of concentration from the Colombian defense. And guess who it is? It's Gabriel Batistuta, who will relieve some of that Argentinian stress. They were a two-man team. It took the fortitude of Batistuta to win the game back. Claudio Lopez. And that is a textbook give and go from Ortega and Lopez. Into the feet of Batistuta. Lopez takes it beyond Ivan Cordoba, and it's salvaged by Mondragon. Argentina loving their new lease of life in the second half. It's Claudio Lopez again, and he ignores Batistuta. Wiped out by Mondragon. Batistuta giving Claudio Lopez a chance to redeem himself. Lanky Lozano. Aristizabal hurls it out for a goal kick. Aristizabal again. Good footwork. Taking on the Argentinians with no fear. Serna spawns. And it's Valencia! 5 minutes remain on the clock. And Colombia leads again. Make no mistake about it, they scored first against Argentina. Despite a blip in the equalizer, they've taken the lead again. This time it's very late on. Ortega's corner. Banged in by Balbo. 1 minute remaining in normal time. That may be the one to force an extra 30 minutes of football against a Colombian will. He's nailed it against the nets like a dart to a board. And some of you must know this catchphrase by now. For the first time, it's time for extra time in the World Cup knockout stage. Hernan Crespo, without looking, finds Adel Balbo. Across the 6-yard box, Claudio Lopez crashes into the crossbar. That was the chance for Argentina to lead for the first time. Baron contextualizes his body to unleash a strike. It's well saved. Aristizabal. Cincini misses it. Serna doesn't. Oh, he's taking it so calmly and collectedly to place it past Roa. Argentina have the lead through the impromptu captain, the vice captain, Mauricio Serna. Cincini, the veteran, misreads needs to fly to the ball. In comes the corner. It's off the crossbar from Claudio Lopez again. Vivas slams on the brakes. Helped into the area. Ortega's deflection is whipped in by Claudio Lopez. Alba Celeste away. They're in front for the first time today. Ortega's shot bounces away off Lozano. How did Lopez hit the target from here? What a goal! Barely taking it past Mondragon from the tightest of angles. Ortega whips one in on the turn and is met by Hernan Crespo, who finally gets his first World Cup goal, maybe the most important one of his career so far. The Prince of Parma, the soon-to-be Milan legend, has nodded Argentina past the valiant Colombia into the quarterfinals. It's the European champions versus the people of the sun under the sun of Montpellier, Mexico. Fought well until they faced the Netherlands, and they are out. Today they take on the rivals of the Dutch. Klinsmann over the top to Ziege. Belts in the cross on the return. Klinsmann misses it. Bierhoff doesn't. It's taken past the fingertips of Campos. Germany are in front. The man who scored the golden goal against the Czech Republic 2 years ago at Wembley Stadium scores a goal of equal value against Mexico. Klinsmann. Tarnat hits a cross into Bierhoff. It's bumped into the turf. Hernandez strikes the crossbar. Luis Hernandez can't come closer than that framework. Blanco popped over the top to Hernandez. Heavy touch. Bernal. Aspe. Hernandez guides it back on target. And Köpke has been given a workout here. Germany failed to clear their lines. Köpke once again. This is Hernandez. It ricochets into Aspe, who picks out the fullback Sanchez, belts it in the near post. Ramirez marching forward, unchallenged. Hernandez, he tries to prod it away from Köpke, and he very nearly catches him out. Aspe, Blanco returns it to his captain, who capitalizes on the position he's in. Nails it into the bottom corner. Mexico level with Germany. And there it is, Germany. Lapse concentration once in a while. Hamann snatches at it. Jeremy's. Hamann. The captain Klinsmann. Cool drop of the shoulder. Smashes it at Campos. And Bierhoff fails on the rebound. Bierhoff and Klinsmann getting their wires crossed on that rebound. Bernal, that's really a good pass to Peleas. It's soaked up and he's made a mistake. Hernandez fails to ruin Germany. Say it with me, for the second time, extra time will commence in the World Cup. Germany and Mexico go another 30 minutes. Blanco trying his best to dance through the German midfield, and he has a go at Köpke himself. Crossed in from Müller. Klinsmann! Germany have retaken the advantage. Captain Klinsmann cinches goal number 6 of the tournament. Blanco can't repeat the trick against South Korea. Hamann hits it first time, hoping for glory. Sanchez combining with Blanco. It's still Blanco. There's 4 minutes for a Mexican. Equalizer! Yes, it's now. Better late than never. Peleas seemingly comes out of thin air to tap Mexico into a surefire penalty shootout with the Germans. The lottery of penalty kicks awaits the European champions of '96, and the Mexicans of Kirsten has the unfortunate honor of going first. It doesn't faze him. Goal. Raul Lara to equalize for Mexico. He does. Sends Köpke the wrong way. Jürgen Klinsmann, with a 6-goal record like his, you would bet your bunker on him scoring. Cuauhtemoc Blanco to equalize for Mexico. He does, just barely gets it beyond Köpke. Thomas Hosler to put Germany in front. Yes! No penalties missed so far. The long ponytail of Francisco Plencia misses! Germany save! And it is Michael Tarnot who steps up to extend the space for Germany. Goes left. If Mexico miss, they're out. Joel Sanchez down the center. They live for now. Jorge Campos must save Jens Jeremies to force sudden death. It's too bad. Mexico die in Montpellier as Germany will meet up with Argentina at the Stade de France in the World Cup quarter-finals. 10 years to go until Spain begin their reign of red terror across Europe and the world, but for now, they take on the hosts of the eventual World Cup Spain would lift. That would come in 12 years' time, but for now, Bafana Bafana are enjoying the forms of their lives at the moment in the '98 World Cup. Masinga sends in the cross. Here's John Michoud. Gets around Alcorta, but for now, he's taken out. And there's an intermediate penalty awarded to South Africa. Converted by Benny McCarthy. South Africa leads Spain in Lens. The 20-year-old who will eventually lift the Champions League with Porto is taking South Africa into seductive waters. Aguilera, there's a cross into Raul, is pumped away by Vonk. Back heel to Enrique, and he's picked out Morientes at the far post. 1-1, we're back to square one. Fernando Morientes latches onto the cross of Luis Enrique. Spain cancel out the South African advantage. Quinton Fortune over the top to Masinga. Luis Enrique. Amor across the face of goal. Raul is kept out by a phantom save from Vonk. More aerial assaults from Spain, but this time Raul is cancelled out. Amor sprays his strike wide. Quinton Fortune. There's a cross in to Masinga. Sergi sends it across to Luis Enrique. It's just barely tipped over by Vonk. The blonde head of Kaleli. Kaleli's cross. And Masinga still can't find the Spanish target. Morientes glances wide. It's a battle of aerial attrition between Spain and South Africa. Here's Kaleli. He wins it back. Masinga collides and is bumped in by John Michoud, who won the South African penalty to kick-start the goal-scoring floodgates. This time, he is on that score sheet. He will go down in the record books as scoring against Spain. South Africa have 1 foot in the quarter-final now. And the cross is intercepted. It's landed at the feet of Luis Enrique. He's won it back. Calamitous defending. He tries to find his footing. now to Spain. Raul has knocked it down. He's found his way back to him. Fed through from Morientes. A deflection into an improvised assist from Fernando Morientes. The Royal Princes collide of Real Madrid. Morientes and Raul. South Africa's goal scorer, Moshu, inadvertently helps it on to the Spanish Prince. Raul will pick up the scraps at the far post, and it's not the cleanest volley he can ever hit. Raul, Morientes, and Raul extends it to Luis Enrique, cuts inside. First shot is blocked, and the second one has crept through. What would become one of the greatest managers in the world manages to give Spain a ghost lead. It's a shot that rolls past Ronk. It's just fingernails away. Spain are leading for the first time. South Africa losing for the first time. Fortune trying to correct the fortunes of the South Africans. Benny McCarthy. Owens, maybe Zubizarreta was falling asleep there at the near post. And Raul has just remained onside. And he may well, from Spain into the promised land, has to come back in himself. Ronk has nothing to do with it. It's smashed on target by Benny McCarthy. The South Africans aren't letting up on Spain anytime soon. Final 5 minutes. Marula. He sends in the cross. And it was Buckley. He bends it away. Valiant effort from South Africa. They must be proud. In 12 years' time, the World Cup will be theirs to throw. We are in Marseille to make way for our final quarter-final participants who will face Spain in Lyon. Will it be the runners-up of the previous tournament, Italy? Or will the Lions reach their first quarter-final in only their third World Cup? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Solskjaer giving the Italians a leg workout here. It's been taken down by Eric Maglund. Is assisted by the goalpost. Norway have taken an advantage over Italy. It's got to be the fastest goal of the knockout stages so far. Here is Mikland again. Nervind Leonardson leans back a little too far. Vieri. Here is Albertini. Chooses Chiesa for support. He blazes it into the stands at the Velodrome. Vieri picking up Chiesa. Skies it again. Del Piero. Chiesa gives it back to Del Piero, who goes down. It's a penalty, and Johnson retreating from the referee as if backing away will undo the decision. Del Piero, oh my God, he's missed, and it's bounced back in play by the water bottles. Albertini. Di Biagio to Vieri, cuts inside, 1-1. It's a conversion of cataclysmic proportions as Christian Vieri gets his first World Cup goal. The wild deflection against Austria doesn't count. The 15-minute break was seemingly all Italy needed. Del Piero strolling past his nemesis Johnson, and Vieri fails to tuck in a rebound. Cross comes in, Del Piero plucked into the air by Guadas. And Rico Chiesa again gets in an unchallenged cross, and Del Piero does his best to glance it on target. Albertini. Met by Costa Curta. Costa Curta taking this as far as he can, and it's just as well. Del Piero will take any kind of scrappy goal he can, and it may well be the match winner. The performance of Frode Guadas deserves more than this. He gets a hand to this. It's one final act of defiance from Norway. Leonhardsen up the line to Solskjaer. Here is Flo. Flo has a throw against the goal post. Horvath Flo, the cousin of Tori Andre, chases away the Italian lead. Norway begin their life again. Only has one chance to get this right, and he's been gifted the curse of the woodwork. Del Piero is sprinting for his life down the left side. How is that missed by Inzaghi? There was the chance for the match-winning goal for the third time, extra time, in the World Cup knockout stages. Albertini takes it beyond. Jakobsen, but is plucked out of the air by Guadas. Albertini. And now Chiesa will keep it alive. What a performance from that young winger. Del Piero nearly glanced on by Inzaghi. What a combination that could have been between the two strikers. Albertini. Chiesa. Inzaghi blazes it over. Corner kick to Italy. It's Albertini's attempt into the 6-yard box. Felipe Inzaghi rolls a 6 on the Italian dice. And they're back in front. Felipe Inzaghi would go on to be one of the world's best foxes in the boxes. It's just enough for Italy to hold on. They will meet Spain in the Mediterranean derby in Lyon for upcoming continental quarterfinals. Jurgen Klinsmann surpasses Alan Shearer and a Ronaldo and Zidane who are playing catch-up. Savo Milicevic earns his Employee of the Month picture for Yugoslavia, and now the 8 who will make the quarter-final stage. World champions Brazil take on France in Nantes. Then Yugoslavia will battle England in the Marseille. Then it's the 1990 rematch, Argentina and Germany in Saint-Denis. And finally, Mediterranean mayhem, Spain, Italy.